What's up, y'all? So today, it is some big news from the college football world. USC and UCLA are leaving the Pac-12 to go join the Big Ten. From the Big Ten standpoint, that is a huge signing for those two teams. Two California teams coming to the Big Ten, that is huge. To join forces with the Ohio State, the Penn State, Wisconsin's, all those teams in the Big Ten, that's huge. That's a huge loss for the Pac-12. I understand they have Oregon and another Cal team and Utah. At this point, it's not going to be enough. I mean, if you look at it, Oregon is basically the only driving force in that conference, if you count Utah. But Utah has been keeping up with Oregon. But Oregon is the creme de la creme at this point in that conference. With the Big Ten grabbing a USC and UCLA from that conference, I mean, Oregon has to be looking like, I don't want to sit here in this conference while the ship is sinking. I don't want to do that. So at this point, we could maybe see Oregon leaving, and maybe, I don't know who conference they would join. At this point, I mean, with Oregon being in the conference, the only powerhouse in that conference, I mean, would they stay? Because if the conference just got weaker, but do they stay? Do they leave? It's all up to the Pac-12. But with UCLA and USC leaving to go join the Big Ten, it won't go into effect until 2024, so in the next 2 seasons. But with the Big Ten doing that, it's all about money. That's what's driving this, is money. But with Oklahoma and Texas last offseason joining the SEC, other conferences the Big Ten, and in their case, they didn't want to just wait around and be the next Big 12 and just, somebody come grab our teams, or our teams just say they want to just leave and go join another conference. Let's just make our conference even stronger. So they're not trying to be like the Pac-12 or the Big Ten. Not the Big 12, the Big 12. So I don't blame them. It's looking like it's not going to even be in the near future. It's not going to be a Power 5. It may be 4 or maybe 3 teams. But the big question is, what do you do with Notre Dame? If I'm the ACC, in my opinion, if I'm the ACC, they haven't done anything. Because right now, the next powerhouse next to the SEC, at one point in time, it was the ACC. It was them, because Clemson was pretty good. Virginia Tech was pretty good. Florida State, there was a power. Those are powerhouses right there. But they're down. All of those teams are down. At some point, Clemson's going to come back and just kind of take their throne. But if I'm the ACC and I just saw that happen, I'm going to go grab Notre Dame. They had their chance to try to get them to join the conference during the pandemic, during the COVID season. Notre Dame joined the ACC for 1 season, just because when everybody switched to conference-only games. If I was ACC, I would have told them, look, we want you to join our league long-term wise. Not 1 season, not 2 seasons, the long haul. That was their opportunity to do it, but they didn't. But if I'm the ACC, I'm going to get Notre Dame. Pull Oregon. If you could, who said you couldn't do it? Get Oregon. At this point, the Pac-12 is kind of down right now in the next few years. So if I'm the ACC, grab Notre Dame or grab Oregon. But right now, is out of the ACC and the Big Ten who's going to get Notre Dame. In my case, it may be the Big Ten, because they have a rivalry with USC. So in my opinion, the Big Ten has a bigger chance to get them. But It all depends on I mean, not UCLA, Notre Dame. It really depends on them because they want to stay in their independence conference or whatever they got going on. They want to pick and choose their teams. They don't want to stick with traditional teams that they usually play. But the way college football is going, you better hop in one of these conferences because it's going to get to a point. There's not going to be a Pac-12. I mean, it's not going to even be a Big 12 in my opinion, how everything is going. There is the SEC and the Big Ten. It feels like they're just pulling away from everybody else, from the NCAA as a whole, and maybe forming their own thing because every league is going to have 20 plus teams. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get as many teams as possible so they can create their own league. So that's why I feel like it may not even be a Power 5 anymore, Power 4, Power 3, or whatever you think. It just may be one huge league and they pull away. This is what it's all going to come down to with the NIL, with teams leaving conferences, their respected conference, to go join a more bigger, money-driven conference. That's all it's proven. So in the near future, I have a feeling that don't be shocked if we just one day, just in the next couple of days or in the next off season or whatever, that another team said they're leaving their conference. I mean, this is what it's just going to come down to. So it all falls down to on what the ACC is going to do and what the Pac-12 is going to do now, since they're losing USC and UCLA. But that's all I got for y'all today. Comment your thoughts about the move. Do you think it was a good idea for the Big Ten to do it? What should the Pac-12 do it? Let me know your ideas. Let me know your thoughts. But until next time.